Welcome to Toddy D's Pro Wrestling Podcast. If you don't know by now, brother, you've been living under a rock. I'm your host, Brooklyn's own Toddy D, and today, backed by popular demand, not once, not twice, not three times, but this is the fourth installment of my main man. If it weren't for this dude, I wouldn't have had people on from MKW Wrestling like Zombie Dragon, like Big Sam. This is my main bro, man. This is my brother from another mother. Like I said in the past, he used to be a tag team specialist. Now he's a single specialist. He is not only the inaugural IBEW World Heavyweight Champion of the world, he is also the inaugural tag team champion of Middle Kingdom Wrestling, alongside with his partner in crime, DC Chen. There's the new tag team title. I can only be talking about my main man, Buffa and the Boombox. Hey, fucking yo, what's up, bro?
Hey, yo. Yo, what's up, man? It's great to
Not
be
much,
back.
brother, man. Welcome back. Digging the gold. That's the tag title, correct?
Yes, sir.
I am loving it, brother.
Yeah.
I am loving it. That is a sick design. Congrats. I mean,
So
you're on top of the world right now. You're a fucking tag champ. You're the IBEW
Yep.
World Heavyweight Champ. The man's got all the bling. I mean, Jesus Christ. You talk to me, bro. I mean, what's been going on? You must be on cloud nine right now.
Oh yeah, man. I'm still on it, man. Man. Where do I start, man? IBEW World Heavyweight Champ, the first ever. Now the first ever MKW Tag Team Champion.
You're like the Mr. T of wrestling, man. You're dripping with gold. I'm telling you, bro.
Oh yeah. And
that
I got
awesome.
the gold chains too. Like, man, I got the championship titles, the master OT. I mean, come on. It gets no better than this.
I know it doesn't. I just hope the Boombox doesn't get jealous, bro, because you are like dripping in gold now. I mean, you're running out of arms, dripping man, to carry stuff.
Dripping in gold and platinum. I guess we'll call this platinum.
Platinum. That's a sick design, man. I like it a lot.
Not silver. This is platinum. Platinum, baby.
Oh, platinum. Okay.
Platinum
Excuse me, not gold, but platinum, everybody. That's platinum. So, you know what, bro? I'm going to get right into it. I was just watching MKW episode 32, the Go Home show. I saw you were wrestling against Big Sam. Great back and forth action. Two big dudes rocking horns. And I don't understand it, man. Uncle Money had to come in, ruin the match. You got the win by DQ. But then I saw a whole free-for-all. DC Chen came out, Ash Silva, and I saw some other dude come out, I think, trying to help you guys. Take me through, talk me through the match. What went down and what the hell happened, man? Talk to me.
Man, like, it's a stable up to their old tricks again, man. It's like, I can't get rid of these guys. You know, I need a prescription to get rid of these guys. You know what I mean?
I think so, man.
I don't get it, man. Like, they've gotten the upper hand on me and DC a few times, you know.
Right.
Be happy with that. But it's not enough because I understand why they're upset about that, you know.
Right.
Got Uncle Money over here. Uncle Money, he still hasn't been paid. He's rocking with the stable, but he's making no money. So I don't really know what's up with that, you know. He's still running around saying, pay Uncle Money. Like, you haven't been paid in the past 5 years being with these fools? Like, come on now.
Right, I got to be honest, man.
You're wasting your time.
Exactly, and I think Uncle Money has a chip on his shoulder ever since he botched the finish for the tag team championship when he speared Big Sam by mistake. So I think he's been trying to prove himself ever since that botch. Now, I spoke to Big Sam on my podcast a while back, and he told me that I was basically trying to stir shit up and try to start something that isn't there. Because I said maybe there's some dissension within their team. I said I think you owe him a receipt for that botch. And he told me, don't worry about it, Toddy D. We got it under control. We're taking care of business, and we're on the same level. We're on the same page. So now, Big Sam's talking a lot of trash, saying that he's going to do this and that to you. And before, Uncle Money came in and blew the match, you guys were having a great back and forth match, man. What are your thoughts? Why do you think he came down? Do you think he came down because he knew Big Sam wasn't going to win? Or do you think it was a different reason? What do you think?
Of course. It's because Big Sam was on his way out of here. I hit the Buffa Buster. It was all over. Then who comes to make the save? Uncle Money. So, as he should,
Right.
But look, me and DC are the tag team champions. So how's that working for him? You know, watching Sam's back for what? Like, you guys still lost. You're still gonna lose when you come up against me and DC. So it's wasting your time, man. It's a waste of time. Like, Uncle Money has a lot of potential, you know, but he's rolling with Big Sam and, you know, Ashley and Queen Marie and Chairman Al. Like,
yeah, speaking of Queen Marie, I saw she tried boosting the radio. What's up with that? She tried stealing the boombox during the match.
I think she has a crush on the boombox, man.
I think she was just trying to get your attention to try to sway you from the match.
Yeah.
But it didn't work because then you turned around, you blocked the punch on Big Sam, and you were about to take it home. And the next thing you know, man, Uncle Money comes out and, you know, ruins the whole match.
I got to give the stable credit. They made me roll eyes in the back of my head. You know, and that's exactly why, because they always want to sneak attack. You know,
exactly.
These are the big dogs of MKW, but yet you got to sneak attack me and DC. Not to say that I'm a small guy by any means, but still, like, we're outnumbered, and you're still running behind and like try to get the advantage on us by sneak attacking us. Come on, man.
And I got a question for you about that. Excuse me. On Facebook, I saw, actually on Twitter, I take that back. Big Sam turned around and said, you know, I don't understand, Buffa. You and I used to run with the big guys, and now you're hanging out with these little Asian boys. You know, what's your take on that? It sounds to me that he kind of misses working with you as a unit as opposed to being against each other. What was your take on those comments?
Yeah. I saw the comments as well, and it took me back to the days where, you know, me and Sam, we old running buddies, you know. But I don't trust anybody, you know. Street smarts, you know. The New York in me is never gonna leave. You know the deal.
I know the deal. And he actually commented about us being, you know, he goes, I know you're a big Buffa fan because you guys come from the north side in New York. And he told me he hung out down south with Uncle Money in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
And he's saying that's where the rap music's at. That's where everything else is at. And I didn't want to get into it, but you know as well as I do, New York, we created everything, and anyone else is just an imitator. Right?
Of course, man. Of course.
Exactly.
It's no surprise he would say that, you know? I'm not surprised by anything Sam does or says. Like, I get it. You know, he brings up, you know, our past, you know, and it was some great times. Really
I got to say, he was a gentleman during the podcast. I mean, he called me out on a lot of things. Yeah. He accused me of being, you know, biased toward you. And I said, listen, brother, 15 plus years of friendship, you know, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to make me not be a fan or a friend of Buffa's because we're already friends, you know, out of the wrestling scene as well as in the wrestling scene. But getting back to you, now that you and DC Chen are tag team champions, what's the next title defense? Who are you guys going against? Is it going to be another Big Sam Uncle Money rematch, or is it going to be another team looking, you know, gunning for the titles?
The next matchup on the 23rd is the first live MKW Blast Off show.
Oh, that's great, man. Live crowds.
It's going to be a live crowd, you know, and this is on the 23rd of this month, July, and it's a Texas Tornado match. DC and I against the stable, Big Sam and Uncle Money. So that's our first title defense.
So Texas Tornado, all four in the ring at once.
Oh, yeah. But I'm sure it's gonna. It's not just gonna be in the ring.
No, it's gonna be all over the place. That's what I was about to ask you.
There's gonna be a lot of fighting all over that goddamn building, all over.
Exactly. No holds barred, right?
I got a bone to pick with them dudes, man. Oh yeah.
Payback.
It's gotta come to this. It has to come to this. Yeah, this right here has to be the last of it, man. Honestly,
so now,
because
how do you split your time, man? How do you split your time between being a tag team champion to defend the titles as well as an IBEW World Heavyweight Champion? How are you splitting the time? Talk to me.
Oh, man. You know, my schedule right now as a champion of two separate promotions isn't as demanding, you know, because of the, you know, current situation with the, you know, pandemic and all that. But things are coming around. So the schedule is gonna get tightened up again. So I say starting in like later this month into the next few months, my schedule will be picking up a lot more. So I will be defending both belts and different companies.
Okay.
Here in China. So the schedule is going to be pretty tight the way I'm used to it, the way I like it. So I'm not going to have much time in between to do anything, man. But right now I'm just prepping for, the hectic schedule that's to come in the next few months.
Get ready to buckle up, man.
Always
with the live crowds
man.
now, it's going to be great. You picked a great time to be a dual champ. You got live crowds coming back now with the IBEW title. So now you said July 23rd, was it?
Yeah, 23rd.
July 23rd, you're going to be defending the tag titles in a Texas Tornado match with Big Sam and Uncle Money, which I, for one, can't wait to check that out. Hopefully, it'll be on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, my next question is regarding the IBEW heavyweight title. When is your either first or next title defense?
That I'm not aware of.
It'll be your first,
not aware
right?
of that. It'll be my first, yes.
Okay, so that hasn't been scheduled.
I'm gonna be speaking with management next week about that. So there's a possibility that I will be defending the IBEW heavyweight title at one of the next blast off tapings. I don't know which one, but it'll be at one of them, I'm sure. So I'm gonna speak with management about that, and hopefully, I want to defend my belt. Like I said, I'm a fighting champion. Right. This isn't my first rodeo. I've always been a fighting champion whenever I was a champion, So I want to defend my title, man. I really do. I want to defend both of them. I don't care against who. Like, anybody could come get it, man.
I hear. Well, that's a fighting champion. But my question is this: say you defend the tag titles on July 23rd, and then Adrian Gomez comes to you and says, well, our next event, July 30th, a week from now, you'll be defending the IBEW title. Now, is that an advantage to your challenger, knowing that you might be broken down from that tag match and not have much time to recuperate, and not only recuperate, but prepare yourself and watch footage of the person you'll be going up against? That puts the challenger at an advantage, in my opinion. What's your take on that?
Yeah. You would think it would put them at an advantage for some guys, but I'm a guy who's used to wrestling twice a day, every single day. Okay. So against me, Buffa, the schedule that I'm used to, the schedules that I've had, that's not an advantage at all. Especially me being a champion. Okay. No way. I welcome it, man. I want to go back to the days of wrestling twice a day, 3 times a day.
Double shots, right. Twice on Sundays.
With no time off. I don't like having time off.
Right.
Listen, this is my job. This is what I love to do. I want to be doing this every day. I never wanted to stop doing this every day. Like, my body's so accustomed to working that, hectic schedule. So it's nothing to me. Like, it's not an advantage to anybody.
So you got like the mindset of like Harley Race and Ric Flair, like back in the days, they would do an hour Broadway, do double shots. Of course. Yeah.
These are the guys I came up watching. These are the guys who, I wanted to like pattern my career after,
Right, sure, of course.
So even from like a teenager just getting into the business at the age of 15, I was freaking wrestling podcasts. I was constantly taking bookings and wrestling as much as I possibly could, because I knew at some point I was going to have a schedule where I'm wrestling every single day. So I was preparing my condition back then. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you got to condition not only your body, but your mind as well, which you don't hear a lot of guys speak about,
Right. Well, a lot of fans don't realize being in shape is one thing. That's gym shape. But ring shape is a whole different ballgame. Because you can have the $1 million body, and in 10 minutes or less, you can blow up in that ring if you're not conditioned.
You can gas out in 5 minutes if you're not conditioned.
Exactly.
No matter how big you are,
Right. So what kind of, workout, regimen do you do in order not to blow up in a match? What kind of stamina workouts do you do?
Oh, man, I do a lot of sprints, a lot of HIIT cardio, high intensity interval training. So I do that along with a lot of steady state cardio.
Okay.
So I'm freaking outside doing steady state cardio in the morning for 2 hours. I'm doing 5 miles a day.
Okay.
I'm clocking in 5 to 6 miles within like 90 minutes sometimes, you know?
Right,
then I'm coming home and I'm, getting a little cool down for a few hours and I'm hitting the gym and I'm doing weight training. Weight training is circuit training. So that's cardio as well. So I'm doing like 4 rounds of like multiple exercises, full body. So like typical like workout for me, the best way to explain it is say like I'll do the first round would be like I'm doing like bicep curls as heavy as I can go to, get about 10 reps in with good form.
Okay.
So I'm doing biceps and I'm rushing right over to like machine. I'm doing triceps. After that, I'm doing shoulders. I'm doing front delts, rear, and fucking back delts. And after that, I'm shooting to another machine. I'm doing chest. Boom. After that, I'm shooting to the leg curls. I'm doing legs. After that, I'm shooting to like a machine. I'm doing like that. After that, it's just full body. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I break it down in like different like muscles because the shoulders. You have 3 heads. You have the rear, the front,
right,
and the side.
Right. All different parts of the body.
I'm doing
exactly.
all 3. Yeah. So
I need to work out with you.
All that full body. Yeah. So that's 1 round. It's like about 6 different exercises, full body, 1 round. Boom. I rest for about say like 60 seconds, and I'm doing like same body parts, but I'm doing different variations of the exercise. So say like for chest, I'm doing butterfly. After that, I'll do like bench press. So I'm doing 4 rounds of that.
You tackle a lot of body parts in one day.
Yeah, I'm doing full body.
So now if you do a full body, say on a Monday, for instance, come Tuesday, you're not going to focus on those body parts, correct? You're going to give your body 24 hours to, recuperate and rest. And then maybe Wednesday or the next day, you'll do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but this is the thing because my schedule is so like weird and hectic. I may not be able to get in the gym every single day. I may only have enough time to like get in like 2 gym sessions. So that's why I started to do full body exercises. Because before I would like break it down, I would do like chest one day, next day I'll do arms. Day after that, I'm doing back. I've got to combine these.
So now you don't know the next time you're going to get back in there, so you got to get it all at once. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why it is like some days I'll do like a Monday and a Tuesday and a Wednesday because Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I'm on the road.
Right. You got to work it around your schedule.
If I have a full week off, then I'll do like Monday, take Tuesday off to recover, jump back on it Wednesday. It depends on my schedule, So like all of my training is all around like stamina and endurance. Like I'm doing like the steady state cardio for like 90 minutes for the endurance,
Right. So basically you're not going to blow up in a match, which is good.
No.
Now, if you see some of the other workers and they're blowing up too soon, missing spots due to fatigue, do you kind of give them like a little advice saying, hey, listen, you need to work on, whatever routine so you won't blow up as much. You need to do this or that. As a veteran, do you give that kind of advice?
Oh, absolutely. I always do. But, you can say this and say that. It doesn't mean they're going to do it,
Yeah. See, that's the problem with today's generation, man. They're all know-it-alls. And, they should be taking advantage of this.
I make sure I tell them because there's going to be some that, soak everything in and apply it. There's some that is just going to go one ear out the other. But I always do my part to let them know.
At least you try, right?
Yeah, I put the effort in to try. I'm not just going to sit back and be like, he's not going to listen, so I'm not going to say anything. I don't know.
Right. Well, eventually that person,
you don't know one until you try.
They're going to fall flat on their face because the only way you're going to learn and prosper in wrestling is if you listen to the veterans who have been through it. That's the only way you're going to be able to make it as a wrestler and learn the ins and outs by listening to the experienced guys, like the Buffas, the big, the Big Sams, the Zombie Dragons. You guys have been around, for decades now. You know your shit. So I just don't understand why they don't listen. It drives me insane. So now,
man, that's just the way these kids are nowadays, man.
Well, they're gonna live and learn, and when they get older, they're gonna say, "Shit, man, I should have listened. He knew what he was talking about."
Yeah.
Because listen, when we're all younger, we all think we know everything. We think we're impervious to everything. And as you get older, at least most people get wiser, and you realize you have to take a time out and say, listen, I need to listen to so-and-so. They're saying it for a reason. They've been around longer than me. So obviously they know more. So.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. Like, even when I was younger, coming up in the business, I always listened. I never, thought I knew more than the next person,
Right. Everybody's like that. I mean, it is what it is.
It's just some guys are different. I'm not just gonna say, they're young, so they automatically think they know more than the experienced guys. It's easy to say that, but I'm like, nah, because I wasn't that way when I was coming up in the business. So I know there's a lot of guys that are just like me, the way I was when I was younger, and that is given to them. So that's why I make the effort to pull them to the side and talk to them about certain things they can do to improve.
Exactly. So earlier on, you showed me the tag title. Have you received the IBEW title yet, or are they still working on it? What's going on with that?
Not yet, man. Not yet.
Jeez. I mean, when are we going to find out about the IBEW title? Episode 95? I mean, shit. Come on, man. What's going on?
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna speak to the management there.
Who do I have to get in touch with to tell them give him his title? The man won. He's the inaugural champion. He needs to show the title on a podcast to promote your goddamn company.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on here?
Well, hopefully I'll have it at the next taping.
You give me the connection. Brooklyn's own Toddy D will knock on some doors if you need to. Get some New York, some Brooklyn attitude,
Oh yeah.
But
my belt, man.
But all joking aside, looking forward to seeing you defend that title in the near future.
Oh man.
Which brings me to another topic. I know with being in China, the work visas, it's like a headache and a half trying to stay established. And you mentioned to me something interesting. If you were to have a business in China, then you're not going to have too much of an issue regarding the visa because you'd be a businessman / owner. So is there any news or updates you'd like to tell your fans out there what's been going on with Buffa outside of wrestling?
Oh, man. Yeah, like I mentioned before, it's my goal to open up my own promotion and dojo here in China.
Okay.
Now, I was going to wait a little bit before I went head on with it, but because of the current situation with the visas and stuff right now, it looks like I'm going to be starting that process a lot sooner than expected.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah.
How soon?
Yeah, man. Hey, man, it should be within the next few weeks. Yeah, it's a lot of paperwork.
Hey, yo,
man.
that's soon.
So,
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I started the process of getting my business license.
Oh, congratulations!
Which will give me a business visa and a residence permit as well. So thank you.
Wow.
I know we spoke about this offline, and
sounds like a hell of a journey. It's about to
working
start.
Out sooner. Yeah, it's working out sooner than later, man. And that's just how life works, man.
So
I was talking about the whole visa issue, and it's like, man, I'm like, man, it's always something, But
of course,
it was a blessing in disguise, business license. So now I'm going to be a businessman, in the next few weeks. I'm doing all the paperwork now. It's a lot of paperwork. It's extremely stressful.
Yeah.
But, hard work pays off. And, the hard
without
work
a doubt,
that I'm
hard work
going
pays
now,
off. Yeah.
It's going to pay off in the end. So, I'm excited about that,
I'm looking forward to hearing more about that in the future as it progresses.
Yeah,
my question to you is now, if you become the owner of a dojo, and in the beginning, you're going to need to be there physically to get the business up and running, training students and that type of thing until you have your own staff, until you build up. So my question is, while you're starting out running this dojo as the owner / trainer, how are you going to be able to split the time, not in 1, 2, but in 3 directions, as an IBEW champion, a tag team champion, and now a business owner of a dojo? How are you going to be able to split your time like that? Have you figured out that kind of a plan yet, or are you just going with the flow?
I have a plan, I have a plan. But right now, with the way things are going, like I mentioned, like the schedule isn't as hectic. So I don't think it'll be a problem. But let's just say everything gets cleared up and the schedule gets hectic again, the way I want it. And I'm not going to hold myself back. I'm still an active wrestler. Right. And I always said, I'm still going to be traveling and, living my life, I'm still going to defend my belt everywhere, so I have some people. I have a lot of people that will be involved and will be helping me out as not just wrestlers, but trainers. So I'll be covered when I'm away, fulfilling my commitments with other companies. So I'm not going to let the, dojo hold me back. So I'm going to be there, and, training the guys.
So Buffa's not hanging up the boombox or the trunks anytime soon.
Nah, no way, no way at all.
That's cool.
It's like, why should I?
No, I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying because most people when they start a business, they're winding down their career. But someone like you're tackling on both at once, which I I commend you for, because that's a lot to do. And I guess I got a different side to the coin now. Not to sound negative, I'm just playing devil's advocate. I know it's rough staying in China, excuse me, being, on a visa, having to deal with all this. So now you're going to go into this venture as an owner. Now, I guess wouldn't it be easier if, like, most guys would turn around and say, you know what, I'm doing well out here, but it's too much of a headache. Why don't I just head back to the States? Maybe not WWE or AEW, but there's MLW, there's Impact Wrestling, there's NWA Power. There's all these not shitty companies. They're good companies, but they may not like WWE and AEW. To me, is so overcrowded that someone with the charisma of Buffa won't have a chance right now to showcase his talents. But not saying you, but some people would be like, you know what? I'm not dealing with all this shit. Too much red tape. I got connections in Ring of Honor. I got connections in MLW, Impact Wrestling, NWA Power. Yeah. Why don't I just go there? That way I can be home in Florida with the fam, and I can go to these different companies and travel instead of having to worry about all this red tape. Now, have you thought about an alternative, or that's like not even a thought on your mind? You rather just go head in with the China deal, with the visa, with the business, and say, fuck that state shit. I'm just going to go balls in. I mean, do you have an alternative or no?
Oh yeah, that's definitely an alternative. That's still a goal. That's still a goal on my bucket list. Harder now than before because things are like going so fast, like this process, So it's something I will entertain. I will entertain, going to WWE, going to AEW, Impact, MLW. I'm open to all these options, man. Like all these options that are out there, I'm open to them.
Right.
My door is not closed on going to any of these companies,
Well,
but things have to be right, as far as like cash and creative.
Right, no, of course. But what I meant was when you were starting to do the business idea, did you? I guess let me backtrack. What I meant by that was, did you ever stop and think while you had this business idea? Saying, did you ever think to yourself, you know what? Maybe I won't do this. Maybe it's just easier to go back to the States. Did you ever have that thought, or or it was just totally the business?
Oh yeah, for sure, man, for sure. But it didn't. That thought didn't last too long in my mind.
Okay, that's what I was really gunning at. Okay,
forget all this, you know. But yeah, I know what you mean. But I'm just, I'm just trying to, get the message out there that even though I'm here, these different things happening for me, it doesn't mean that I still don't have that goal of wrestling in the States for one of the top promotions. That's still a goal, So, like I said, my door's open. So if the opportunity comes, yeah, I'll entertain it for sure.
Well, here's the weird thing. In my opinion, lately, AEW has become WCW version 2.0 or TNA version 2.0. And what I mean by that is you got these homegrown talents when they first started a couple of years ago, like Hangman, Adam Page. He wrestled Jericho in the inaugural heavyweight championship title match. Now you're bringing in all these WWE guys, the Rusevs, that's now known as Miro. You're bringing in Big Show, Mark Henry. Now Aleister Black just made his appearance. I feel like they're crowding so many ex-WWE guys where they're kind of sweeping away their AEW homegrown guys where they're not even getting TV time. You got homegrown guys with like 5 matches only, and guys like Miro, who's barely been there, has more than 5 matches already. So it's like, how would someone like a Buffa or another guy that's got experience on the indies and in different companies even have a chance to shine their talents in a company like AEW if they're overcrowding them with the ex-WWE guys? It's ridiculous. And WWE, they're firing people left and right. So that's why I mentioned like Impact. I mentioned NWA Power, Ring of Honor, MLW. Now, if you were at one of those types of companies here in the States compared to where you are now, where do you think you would prosper more? Not just, in the entertainment field, but also lucratively speaking, where you would have your best, place to shine? Would it be over there, overseas in China, or would it be back home? Like if you were able to pick which one, where do you think your future would be, more solid?
Honestly, man, I say Japan for sure, man.
Oh, Japan, okay.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
But now, it's not an option, right?
Yeah, because the borders are still closed.
Right.
But I think Japan, because I've lived there, I already know the market. I have a fan base there. I'm loved in Japan, And
I can see the fans the way they react.
I love the style. I love the strong style more than the style anywhere else, man. That style fits me so well, I can actually go out there and not wrestle and show my ground skills that I don't show a lot. And like some of these other countries, I get to show all of my attributes in Japan because the style is so different,
Right.
I get to show my mat work, my fighting spirit, my hard hitting strike.
And you could be an innovator for that. Yeah.
Yeah, like
they can learn from you because your style from the States differs from the style that they were, taught in China and Japan. So you can be an innovator there. So inaugural tag team champion, inaugural heavyweight champion, and you could be an inaugural innovator of wrestling moves.
Yeah.
Damn, man. You're gonna have more titles than Shawn Michaels eventually. Think about it. He was like the first of a lot of things, like you. He did the first Hell in a Cell. He did the first. I can't even think, but he did like the first of many matches. Ladder match,
he did.
Hell in a Cell. All these like gimmick matches. He was like the first of, and you're doing the first of a lot. In China and Japan. So I guess you kind of answered my question. I mean, I know you're open to the States in the future, but right now, like most guys, if they went through all the shit you're going through, most guys from the States, if they were living in China, and they were like, shit, man, I can't up my visa. Now I have to get a business for this. It'll be easier if I do this, but now I got to put money into this and take a gamble. Most guys wouldn't do that, bro. I commend you for your passion for the balls on you
Absolutely.
to do this shit, because not many people do that.
Absolutely, man.
So I wish you nothing but continued success, and that I hope this dojo, you know, comes off the ground, because if it does, we can do future episodes live in the dojo.
Oh yeah.
And we can have a, you know, we can, there's so many things we can branch off with in the future.
Yeah. Oh
So
man.
I wish you the best of luck with that. But now getting back to Middle Kingdom, man, you know, are there any, I meant to ask you that when they had that run in today I was watching episode 32, DC Chen came out to help you. He got jumped. Ash Silver was in there. It was like a 3-on-2. And then another guy came out to help you guys. Who was that?
He's a guy from Battle Arts in Canada. Battle Arts is a company that Santino Marella is a part
Santino Marella.
Yeah. So he's the Chinese guy, but he went to Canada and trained there. And this was his return back. Yeah, this was his big return back to China.
So he's like starting out with Middle Kingdom right now. He's getting his feet wet.
Yeah, he was here before, but only for like, I think maybe two shows.
Okay.
So he was like, he's been in MKW before in the past, but he was like in and out.
Right.
He went to like a few years. I think about, it was like 3-4 years or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, about 3 years he was gone, and he made his return at the last taping. So yeah, he looked out. So he's fine by me.
So now he's gonna be like probably like a singles wrestler. Is there any?
Yeah.
Is there any chance, you know, like the stable has their faction, right? Is there any chance that DC Chen and Buffa are going to say, you know what? We've had enough of this shit. We need retaliation. We need to start our faction. Kind of like, you know, the way other factions go up against each other. Like in AEW, you know, you have the Inner Circle going up against the Pinnacle now. So can you see maybe a potential stable being formed with you and DC Chen, maybe bringing this other guy on and a couple other dudes, so that way you guys can have the fair numbers, so you guys aren't always continuously outmatching numbers.
Man, absolutely.
That's a possibility. That would be interesting.
Hey, I already have my crew. You know, I already have my crew. I got my brother. I got Eddie Guapo. I got my boy Dylan James out in Japan. I got my boy Bitman out in Hong Kong. I got my boy Ho Ho in Hong Kong as well. So,
but that's the problem. They're not with you over there in China. You need someone there physically in Middle Kingdom to get your back. Like if Eddie Guapo were there and your brother was there, then they wouldn't have a chance, man.
The stable are out of here, man.
K-Murda was there, man, and Eddie Guapo. Like we say in Brooklyn, man, forget about it.
The stable is the borders being closed, man. Forget about it.
Man. But I would, as a fan, I would love to see a potential stable being formed for you and DC Chen. Because that way it could be all-out war with you guys versus the stable.
Yeah. That'll be pretty damn good, man. I'm just hoping they open these borders, man. Like, I'm hearing that the Hong Kong borders should be open this month. So
right.
That could be happening very soon.
So now, if the border opens up, is there a chance that you'll make an appearance in 0-1?
Hey, it's possible. It is possible for sure. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
I'm totally down with that.
Man, you'll really be splitting your time up. We're gonna have to morph another Buffa.
This is what I want. After it's been a year and a half already, man. I haven't been able to, travel as much as I'm used to.
Right. This whole COVID thing, man, has really screwed shit up, man.
Yeah, man. I want to get back to the days where I'm begging for a day off. I used to have those days.
Right. Well, sounds like you're definitely keeping busy, which is a good thing. Off. Yeah.
Oh, man.
You're definitely keeping busy.
Those days feel so good, man. Those days, like, just sitting around, just resting, you're just like, yes.
Exactly.
You don't have to do I don't want to party or not. I just want to just lay in bed and rest. And you just say, I
hear you.
You find out how good it is to rest. You appreciate rest
Wrestlers
and not
need
having
rest.
to bother with anybody just so much when you just on the road every day wrestling.
Absolutely.
You get that day off, you're like, ah. You ain't got to do anything. You don't want to do anything.
Right. No, of course not. But what's it like in China? Like over here, we have this fucking variant now with the COVID that's making it even more dangerous. What's it like over there in China with the variant? Is it as bad right now?
It was just up until a few days ago. It got pretty bad again in here, and well, within Shenzhen. It got so bad to the point where we had to go downstairs to pick up our mail and our food deliveries again. The way it was when you know, COVID first hit. So it was like that for maybe, I'd say about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Then out of nowhere, back to normal. Like I had to go take the COVID test at the hospital like a few times, like shoot, like when was it? Like I actually took 4. The first one I ever took was like back in June, and they jacked up the results. Like everybody who took it that day, their results didn't come in, so we had to take it again a second time.
Okay.
Then a few weeks later, I had to take another one. A few weeks later, I had to take another one. Now, I couldn't even go and get my visa extension at the immigration office because I didn't take my COVID test. It wasn't updated. So I'm like, what the hell? So I had to go and take another one. I'm like, oh, man, it was so stressful, man. Then now, all of a sudden, you don't need the COVID test. And I'm just like,
it's like it's selective. One day you have to do it. Next thing, oh no, we're good now.
It's so selective.
How you good now? Overnight, you know?
Yeah, and it goes to like province to province. Like ours got hit, so now everything is on lockdown pretty much. Then a few days later, snap of a finger,
everything's
back
open
to normal.
Yeah.
Then it goes to the next province. They lock down on the next one. Then the next one. It's like, oh man, fly out to Shanghai because I had to go there to do some business, and I couldn't even fly out because everyone for this province,
everything's locked down.
Everything's locked down because this new, oh man, all these new cases, and it's just ridiculous.
Right.
Like,
and what's the protocol like when you guys do like a TV taping or like a live show, whatever the show you guys are doing? Prior to the show, do they take your temperature, or is there any protocol, or no?
It was like the temperature check and the health codes. Yeah. So we need to show a health code on our phone, and they take the
or like a card if you've been vaccinated, right?
Yeah, or that as well. You know, so that's about it. Yeah, it's not too strict.
I mean, for me, I'll be honest with you, man.
Not too bad, you know.
Later today, I'm actually going for my first COVID vaccine of 2. I never went for it because not that I'm like one of those guys where I think there's a conspiracy theory or anything of that nature. You know, I'm remote from home, so I don't go out too often. You know, I go out food shopping maybe or to a pharmacy. I wear my mask. I'm always having my mask on, so I don't go out too much. So in the beginning, I said, well, I'm going to wait a while. And my thing was, you know, I spoke to a pharmacist, and the COVID vaccination, they're not going to have any results, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, until about 5 years from now. And that's for me, you know, I take other meds, and my doctors, they check me out every 6 months to make sure I'm good. And they know what the side effects are. With the vaccine, you don't. But then when the variant came out, and I see people like me saying, oh, I never had it, and now I'm on a ventilator, and, you know, this is going to happen. A buddy of mine, you know, he lost a couple of his friends. So reality started to kick in. And I said, you know what, man, you know, knock on wood, I've been good up to this point, but I'm going to just do it, shut my mouth. I'm going to go today. And in 3 weeks from today, I got to go back for the second one. And that's that, whatever. And I'll just deal with it. You know, I rather, you know, try to be as safe as I can, especially with this goddamn variant. So,
yeah, I hear you, man.
You know,
hey,
crazy
you know,
shit.
It is, man. I just want it to be over. I know it's not, And
that's what I don't understand, bro. They're opening up stuff here in the States, right? SummerSlam is going to be live. They got a Madison Square Garden show, I think, coming this month. Now, here's my thing.
Oh, wow.
If you got an arena with 20,000 people, right? I could see maybe having 5,000 people, spread it out. And then maybe 10,000. And then 15. And then eventually 20. These motherfuckers, they're going for the whole kit and caboodle on the first night out. Now, I personally think that's a mistake because we're not out of the woods yet. We're not out of the clear. Why the fuck? And not just wrestling, concerts, stand-up comedy shows. I have tickets to go see a comedian. Not sure if you ever heard of Sebastian Maniscalco. I'll give him a cheap shout out.
For sure. Yeah,
he's hilarious. So my wife and I were supposed to see him in April, and now it got postponed to November. So now I'm looking forward to going. But if it's going to be a packed house, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I may have to bring some plexiglass and put them up in my seat. With two stone cold middle fingers saying, stay the fuck back. Don't come near me, motherfucker. But we'll see what happens with that. But I feel that we should have live events, but be very cautious about the intake of fans and not, have it full capacity, have it spread out. What's your take on that?
I agree, man. Cause I've noticed, I noticed say a day or two after these events, there's always an article about how this one caught this, that one caught that. Then they're trying to find everybody that was at the event.
That's impossible.
God damn, why have so many people at this event? Why not practice social distancing? This happens all the time when there's these big events.
Right. Because a wrestler's going to want to have as many fans as possible, obviously.
Still doing these huge events and wondering why everyone caught this and caught that. And now you got to deal with locating these people and having them get tested. And
where were you on the 23rd?
Listen, that happens here in China. There was a case of COVID spread on this one train, and they will call you. They will call you and continue to call you until you pick up your phone and answer. They track people down so quickly out here. It's insane. It's scary. Yeah,
I can imagine looking around saying, "Okay, there's 3 over there. I see a couple over there."
They on your ass out here.
I mean, as a wrestler, you want to have as many people as possible, and I get that. But in these times, people should be practically saying, we want 20,000 or 5,000, but let's start it off slow so we can separate people to not just for them to be safe, but so you guys are safe.
Hell yeah.
Because that shit is airborne, man. You're in a ring working, and they're at ringside, even though they're more than 6 feet away. That shit is still airborne, bro.
We're not working with masks on. They have their mask on, but we don't have masks on.
You gotta wrestle like this with a cross saying, stay back.
Yeah.
But I mean, this whole thing has been terrible, all around. But it seems like you guys are on your game. You're finding a good alternative and still getting the job done, which is awesome. Hats off to Adrian Gomez and the rest of the crew at MKW. But
yes, sir. It's been tough, man.
So, what have you been doing lately? Have you had any downtime? And what have you been up to when you're not wrestling? What's going on? What's new?
Been having nothing but downtime. Too much downtime, honestly.
Really? Well, you got a lot of stuff coming up though, so you better enjoy it now.
These past few weeks been hectic, man, with all the paperwork and stuff like that, man. Right. So that's what I've been doing. I've been dealing with this, starting this new business. I've been dealing with that. I've been doing my normal, cardio, working out, hanging out with my girl, catching up on the latest shows, latest movies, big horror fan. So
okay.
I've been, checking out the new Saw, what's called Spiral with Chris Rock.
Right. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard about it. Yeah.
It wasn't bad. It was cool. A different spin to the, soft franchise.
Right.
So that was cool. I've been just, sitting back, just enjoying the downtime, partying with my girl, going out to eat, doing our normal,
So you got recreational activities. That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure, man. I hang out with, some of the other foreigners here. As much as I can. I don't really like to mingle with them too much, man.
I'm sorry, who was that you don't want to mingle much with?
Like some of the foreigners here.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of them, they want to talk politics. Like,
that's one thing I never discuss. It's not worth it, man. Exactly.
Like,
well, they want to probably discuss it with you because
that
you're from the States, so they want to get your take, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
but it's like I'm not there for that shit, man.
Yeah,
See, I don't roll that way, bro.
Yeah, I'm here for a reason. I don't want to be talking about that shit.
I'm not here for that
crap.
That
shit when I was there. Yeah, like
exactly. But now with the dojo, you said you got a lot of paperwork, a lot of red tape. Now I know you're still in the process of that. Have you picked out a building yet? Have you secured a location or not yet?
I had a building pre-pandemic. So,
okay. So this has been over a year
right now.
Okay.
Yeah. But I have to. I'm gonna be on the ground floor looking for different locations, different buildings. Number one, first and foremost. So once I get that, then I'll start moving forward with everything else. Like I put like a lot of that other stuff on like hold,
But that building's reserved for you, though. I mean, when you're ready to occupy that space, it's yours.
Nah.
Oh, so no, okay, so it's not locked in yet. Okay.
Yeah, it was just a building that I was looking at pre-pandemic. So now I'm just, it's gonna be a process, it's gonna be a slow process, but I'm not really focused on like the building and the location right now. I know it's going to be in Shenzhen. I just don't know exactly where. But the main thing I'm focused on right now is getting all this paperwork done to get my license.
Okay. And once you do all this, it'll be close to where you live, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know you told me China's huge and you can be traveling for hours on a plane. So at least everything's close.
Man. Yeah. It's insane. Yeah. I know where. I already have like the plan, like the blueprints of like how I want it to look and all that. I have all that locked down, but it's still going to take some time to really get that up and moving, Be set. So when the time is right, boom, right in here.
And you're ready. Exactly.
This there, everywhere. Let's go. So that's already canned out and off to the side.
Right. I hear you.
I'll get to that once I force
one thing at a time, man. One thing at a time.
Yeah.
I hear you.
I have to, I'm new territory for me, so I'm just learning everything and making sure everything is right, not leaving anything out in the open, making sure everything is covered, So
cover all aspects of it. Yeah, sure. You got to cover
all aspects. Yes. Yeah. Man,
now you have to have lawyers involved with this shit, all kinds of stuff, right?
Man, it's something, bro. Now I see why a lot of people don't start their own business because
well, that's why I mentioned earlier. It would have probably been easier. I would say for some people, they'd be like, this is easy to go back home to the States. I'm not dealing because you wouldn't have to deal with any of this shit if it weren't for COVID. And that's why you're doing all this earlier than you were probably planning on doing this toward like the end stage of your career, where you're getting ready to wind down as a wrestler, start a business, and then give all your knowledge and feed it off to the next generation. Because of COVID now, it sped the process up, and now you're going to be tackling both, so that way you can maintain your residency in China.
Absolutely.
Like that's what I meant earlier. By most people would be like, "Oh, screw that shit. I'm just going to go home. I'm not dealing." with it.
For sure.
But I commend you for that, man. It's a
tough,
lot.
And I'm not just doing this to maintain my residency here in China. This is something I always wanted to do.
Right, but you have to do it earlier now.
I was just putting it off instead of looking at this as a negative. I'm like, yo, this is a positive. why wait? You know,
why not start now?
This is like this is a shot in the ass to me. Like, the hell are you waiting for? You could do this right now. You have more of a reason to do it right now instead of just saying, you know what, the hell with this. Let me get out of here. Let me make something happen in the States.
No time like the present,
man.
Yeah.
No time like the present. You know, no time like the present. And this is a challenge for me. I love challenges. So I'm like, this is going to help me out, not just in the business, but out of it.
Right.
This is my fallback, you know?
Right.
They always say have a backup plan.
That's something to fall back on, because if people are going to want to learn how to wrestle, because it's starting to blow up in China, so there's not many places to learn. So by you having that dojo, you know, you're ahead of the curve.
That's so true. And it's like, I'm not just going to do a dojo. I'm going to do other businesses as well. Right. I could do whatever I want.
You can always branch out. You can branch out from there, like what works versus what doesn't work. Now, I don't know if you ever saw the TV show, the Cobra Kai, Johnny Lawrence.
I love it.
Okay, love it. So you're going to be like the Johnny Lawrence of wrestling. You're going to have the fucking dojo, and you're going to tell these people, you can't be pussies. And if they talk back to you, you'll do the silence. It'll be just like Johnny Lawrence. Silence! Shut up! You talk to the sensei when you're spoken to. And you could be a badass like that, bro. You can fucking cut a promo on those people and tell them how it is.
Oh, man. I'm going to have to, man. Like, some of these guys need that kick in the ass to get them going, man. You know, that's how I was brought up in the business. Exactly. And it worked for me, and it worked for so many. You know, you can't. It's pro wrestling, man. It's a tough sport. Like, you just can't go out there and sugarcoat things and baby this one, baby that one. No.
That's a perfect segue, man. By you saying that, it's a perfect segue for the next topic.
You got to rub some faces in the mat. You know what I mean?
That's right, man. You got to wake them the fuck up. Bottom line is this. You know, we said earlier we don't talk politics, but we are going to talk wrestling politics. Okay? And I want, you know, shit has changed over the years, and I get it. There's been different, you know, changes over the years. You had the 70s, like smoky arena days. You had the 80s with the cartoon characters, 90s attitude, you know, early 2000s, the ruthless aggression era, they called it. Now, I don't know what you call this era. You know, I call it the bubble wrap society, everything hurts my feelings era. But what is your take? We'll start with WWE. What is your take with the future of WWE, with all the people being fired, all the bodies being removed? You know, there's a lot of talk that they're looking to sell the company. You know, there's a lot of talk that they're not going to be in business for much longer. What is your opinion on that? What's your take?
Man, that's a good question, man. You know, I don't keep up with much of it, but I did hear that David. That's why I don't watch it.
As a fan since '77, you're not missing much. Trust me.
Yeah, I know. But I hear what he's saying about what's going on. I hear that they're gonna sell to like Disney and all this. And
right, Disney was one of the. Yeah. Can you imagine that? Battle Royal, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Snow White. What the fuck?
Wrestling, man. I can see that happening. I can see Mickey Mouse making an appearance at the Royal Rumble. Daffy Duck doing a run.
Snow White on a pole match.
I can see it. Yeah.
I hope not. But I mean, as long as Vince is still alive, you know, I don't see them selling. I mean, I've always been a fan of McMahon, but I just feel that he's been lost in translation with the times. And I feel when Triple H is running the show, it's more solid because, you know, he's more current. He knows what's best for business, up to date.
Yeah.
You know, he's mostly retired now, but he knows what's better and what's been going on compared to Vince McMahon, unfortunately.
Yeah. As far as like in-ring work, for sure.
You know, and then you got AEW. I hate to say it, but I look at Tony Khan as a money mark. I hate to put it like that, but it's like his attitude is, well, if this fails, I'll go back and I'll get more daddy's money. And when AEW first started out, they were like, we're not going to be anything like WWE. We're going to be old school wrestling. We're going to have a win-loss record. we're going to do things this way. We're going to do things that way. You fucking blink. Now you got all WWE guys. It's WCW version 2.0. They're not giving their homegrown guys a chance. And everything they said that they were going to do, they kind of washed it to the side. And now they're doing the complete opposite.
Oh, man. It's sort of the same, man. Like, because I don't watch, and I really don't care what's going on outside of what I'm doing, you know?
Right. But so in a way, really, but you really should be concerned in a way, though, Buffa, because you're talking about, you know, there's always that thing in the back of your mind that you would entertain a possibility of being in the States. So you got to keep up on the product, because if someone makes you an offer, you're going to want to know how they're doing currently.
Yeah.
Like you want to be putting some stupid gimmick line, you know, in a fucking thing where I'm Buffa the Clown, you know, and then like diminishing all your credibility.
Yeah, you know, that's why I said cash and creative. It has to be something I want to do,
right?
Something I'm okay with, and then has to be financially worth it for me to just like
has to be worth your while.
What I have here, you know.
Absolutely.
So I'm not just gonna take anything that's put on the table for me. That's why it's like I keep up with what's going on. But I'm not invested in it, because I know if I get an opportunity from one of these companies, it's not like I'm just gonna jump into the water right off the bat. You know, I'm gonna have to, you know, speak to them and see what's the plan.
Right.
See if they have anything gets put in motion, you know. So that's when I'll really start looking, and
that's when you'll start looking at the product. Okay.
Yeah, because you know, I want to see what's going on, see how to navigate things, you know. But right now, it's like I got so many other things to, you know.
Yeah, you're like laser focused on other shit. Yeah, you know, I hear that, man.
You know, so I don't really like pay too much mind to like the other companies like that. Like, and you're right. I should be more invested with these companies.
But if you're not ready anytime soon, then I can see why you're not.
Like I see
your point too.
To go there at some point, you know.
Right.
Yeah. Like I totally get it, and you're right. Like I know enough of what's going on in every company back home to be okay with, you know, possibly working there.
Well, you can find out on YouTube. I mean, social media. You don't have to watch the product anymore. You can just hear things here and there.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking to Derek about it the other day.
News feed. You know,
exactly, because Derek doesn't follow anymore. Shout out to diehard Derek. Bottom line is,
out, bro.
The whole thing. He was like Derek said it best. He goes, "I know shit that's going on because I hear things. Like if you're on social media, sure. If you're on your YouTube channel or on Twitter, Facebook, whatever social outlet you use, you're going to find out about it one way or another. Because as wrestling fans, as a wrestlers yourself, we all follow these feeds." So you're going to find out even if you're not looking, you know? So you're going to find out either way.
I come across everything and I'm like, yeah, there's good and bad in all these companies, man. There's things I like and things I don't agree with. It's going to be that way no matter where you go. No
matter where you go, there's ups and downs, you know?
Yeah, there's like, so I'm not too concerned or worried about what's like the bad stuff that's happening in these companies, you know.
I hear you, man.
No, if and when I get to these companies, I'm sure there's gonna be something that I don't like about it that turns me off to it. But
but obviously
I can say that about everything, you know.
It's safe to say, right? It's safe to say that you really don't like what you see now, because if you did like what you saw, you might be opening an eye a little more and be a little more invested, saying, "Oh, that's pretty cool what they're doing over there." You know, the problem is, like as a fan, I wanted AEW to stay the way they were in the beginning. They were their own company, doing their own thing. Don't get me wrong. You can have a couple of veterans from WWE to help out, like Arn Anderson is with Cody Rhodes. That shit works. But if you start like filling up the roster with all these WWE cast-offs, you're taking away from your talent in AEW. And when are they going to get a chance to prove themselves if you're bringing in a shitload of WWE, you know, cast-offs? Doesn't work. And
I get it, man.
It's just I find it funny. I mean, even Jim Ross, man, they got so many WWE guys. A couple of weeks ago, he was signing off saying, "Thanks for joining WWE Dynamite," instead of saying AEW. I was like, did he just fucking say what I thought he said? Bro, I had it on DVR. I fucking recorded it. And not only did he say WWE Dynamite, but fucking social media blew up like a motherfucker. They were like, Jim Ross 3 times in 3 years, he said WWE 3 times. So that's 1 time a year. So this poor bastard's getting all this hate on Twitter. So I kind of defended him. I said, listen, the guy was with WWE for almost 3 decades. You know, you're going to have a Freudian slip. So I said, stop drinking # the haterade. I said to these people on social media. Like, well, now, if you're Tony Khan, right? You're the owner of this company. And you got your number 1 announcer referring to your company as WWE, I don't give a fuck how well established your commentator is. You got to have that fucking heart-to-heart talk. Say, listen, I know you're the man, but stop promoting Vince's shit. You're working for me, right?
Yeah, man.
I mean, if you own a dojo and you guys are doing a commercial in China for Buffa Da Boombox's dojo, and you got a guy who worked for, say, Big Sam, I'm going to use him as an example. And they say, welcome to Big Sam, Buffa's dojo. Are you going to want to deal with that motherfucker? You're going to be like, bro, if you say his name again, go to the fucking stable. Right? I mean.
Oh, man.
And again, Big Sam, I'm sorry. I just used you as an example. I apologize. But
I don't apologize.
Whoa. But that's the thing, man. I mean, he said a different company. I mean, you know, you can't be doing that shit, bro. Even though I defended the dude, your paycheck's being cut by the Khans, not by the McMahons.
And if it was a 3rd time, then yeah.
So it's like 3 times in 3 years. So if you break it down, it's 1 time a year. Can you imagine during the Monday Night Wars? Picture the Monday Night Wars if the NWO came out.
Man.
And they said, yeah, welcome to Monday Night Raw, brother. I mean, Nitro, dude. Can you imagine? Ted Turner would have had a shit fit. Eric Bischoff would have been like, that's it. NWO is done. And that would have been
a fine. A crazy fine.
Exactly. They just celebrated 25 years, as a matter of fact, the NWO.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. That's cool.
See, shit like that in wrestling news, I love because it's old school.
Yeah, stuff you could go up on.
New stuff, I'm like this. I'm like, I don't want to watch. Horrible shit, man.
Oh, man, times have changed so much, man.
But, you know, I want to ask you this while we're on the topic, because somebody asked me this the other day. The NWO, when they formed that shit, originally they wanted Sting to turn heel and be in Hogan's place.
I remember hearing that.
Yeah, and they said, how would you have felt if Sting would have been there? Would it have worked as good or not if he would have been the 3rd man and not Hogan at Bash at the Beach in 1996? I say no.
Nah, definitely not, man. Definitely
well, you tell me your reasons first, and then I'll tell you mine. Go ahead.
Because, number one, everybody thought it was invaders from WWF.
Right.
Now, Sting never wrestled for WWF, at the time.
Bingo.
And 2, Hogan was the biggest star. And like how many years was it since he was a heel?
Last time he was a heel was like back in the early 80s when he originally wrestled Andre in 1980 at Shea Stadium. And Larry Zbyszko wrestled Bruno. Big card.
People haven't never seen a majority of the fans never seen Hogan as a heel.
Right. Most fans never even knew he was ever a heel unless they watched maybe Rocky 3.
So, like Rocky 3 or like if they was old enough to see that match when he was a heel in WWF,
Right. So, that's when he was a heel, the Triple WF.
Yeah.
Right. Not WW, but WWF with Classy Freddie Blassie.
Alone is what made it.
Yeah.
This Hogan turning heel was enough.
Huge.
He didn't even need Hall and Nash. Just Hogan turning a heel was that would have been over no matter what, I
don't need to tell my side because you said everything I was going to say. 100%.
Yeah, you put him with Hall and Nash, and he's a former WWF champion.
Right.
And he's turning heel with Hall and Nash, who everybody think are invaders from WWF. So that's got
That was huge, man.
Real spinning, like,
right.
He going back to WWF? Did he only come to WCW because he knew they was coming, like, a few years later to invade? Like, was this all a plan from Vince McMahon?
Great angle, man.
Hogan to come here? Like,
like,
come on. Like, man, Sting turning heel and joining them, it would have been big, but not as big.
Right.
It wouldn't have had the same effect. Nah, not at all, man.
And the funny thing is, at Bash at the
when
Beach,
they put in the imposter Sting when everybody thought Sting really turned.
Yeah, I remember that.
That got a reaction, but it wasn't huge, you know?
Right.
Because I remember at the time I thought Sting really turned. I remember me and my brother recorded that Nitro, and I think it was like, I think he came out of the limo. It was like outside when they had the imposter Sting like attack some back and forth like so many times just to see Sting turn. And he's like, nah, it can't really be him. And we just rewind the tape. He's like, yeah, there's something up in his face. And we would pause it. So yeah, man, it had an effect, but not the same effect.
Oh, without a doubt.
It was revealed that he didn't turn, you know. So.
And the funny thing was when Hogan turned heel at Bash at the Beach when he dropped the leg on Savage, the aftermath, everybody's throwing all that junk in the ring. And Gene Okerlund says, look at all this crap in the ring. And he goes, as far as I'm concerned, this crap represents the fans. And I was like, yeah, finally he's a heel. And let me tell you something. There was a 50-50 reaction. Nobody realizes that night. Yes, there were fans that were legit pissed that he turned heel. But then there were fans like me that got sick and tired of the red and yellow, the prayers, the vitamins. Fuck that happy. 80s bullshit. Give me some fucking heel. Give me some hatred. Hollywood, baby. And I ate that shit up. And all guys our age during that Attitude Era loved it because we're all sick of the red and yellow. The training, the prayers, the vitamins was more like the training, the prayers, and the steroids. I mean, come on, man. I could take fucking 1 million vitamins for the rest of my life, and I'm never gonna have 24-inch guns. I got the garden snakes, baby. I don't have no fucking pythons. I'm lucky if I got garden snakes. But I never took. When I used to wrestle, bro, they used to say to me, "Oh, you know, do you take steroids?" I'm like, "Do I take steroids? If I took steroids, I want my fucking money back because I don't see no fucking thing here. No, I don't take steroids. I'm sorry. Fuck that shit. You know, so I can fuck up all my shit. No, I'm good." But yeah, man. I mean, the NWO 25-year anniversary. Awesome. I mean, that was a great time in wrestling. But you know, I guess like China's a great time now too because what's old here is new over there.
Yeah, man.
Because these fans are getting a treat now. It's like a whole new thing for them. And I love watching their reactions. Like when you come out and the other wrestlers come out. It reminds me of the old days when I was a kid and when I was younger, like, oh shit, it's so-and-so. Just to see that reaction is it's very warming because today a lot of these fans, even at big events, they're going like this, looking at their phone when they should be looking at the match. So if you man. These guys and girls to be into it more, then you guys are winning already.
Oh yeah, that is the plan, you know. That's the plan. We have the opportunity to introduce pro wrestling in its purest form from the ground up here in China because it's so new. It's in its infant stages, man, and it's gonna blow, man. It really is.
Guys like you have the experience. Whatever's old that you were taught is like brand new over there, which is great. And when you teach somebody with no experience, it's better because there's no like old habits that have to be kicked, you know, to the curb.
Oh yeah, that is true.
It's always easier to train someone that's a clean slate.
Refreshing, man. That's so refreshing.
Without a doubt.
You get them from the beginning, and you could just mold them into the perfect pro wrestler, man. You
exactly.
know, a lot of guys,
sounds like that's what you guys are doing, man, which is really cool.
Yeah, we are, man. You know, it's going to take time, but it's going to get done.
It's picking up though, little by little. I see it. You know, I mean, I see Chen, he's improving in the ring. You know, I see a lot of guys, and I'm watching the transition little by little. I see where they're gaining more confidence, which is very important.
That's what it is, man. It's the confidence. Once you get that confidence, confidence is so underrated in pro wrestling, man.
Yeah. Whether you're wrestling or even doing like a podcast, like the more I do, I feel more confident. You know, thanks to guys like you, Big Sam and Zombie Dragon, I've been getting a lot of great feedback. Even Big Sam turned around and said, you know, you got to go on Toddy D's Press and podcast The man knows his wrestling. So thank you, Big Sam, for that. I appreciate it. I know you guys don't see eye to eye with each other. He got mad at me for bringing your name up a lot in the last podcast with him. So I got to return the favor and bring his name up on your podcast. On your spot on my podcast. I apologize, but I don't want to think that I'm one-sided. So Big Sam, my man, even though you're not here, I'm going to discuss you like I did to Buffa during your podcast. And then the funny thing with him was, and I have to say this, he's like, "Oh, there you go, bringing up Buffa again." I said, "I'm not going to mention his name no more." So then he's telling wrestling stories. And as he's telling these wrestling stories, he's bringing you up. So I said, wait a minute. I thought you said not to bring him up. Well, I'm bringing him up, and I can do what I want to do. I'm like, all right, take it easy. Don't give me a clothesline through the fucking monitor. Take it easy,
Oh,
no reason to get physical. Yeah, I'm just an interviewer, man. I'm a retired wrestler, so don't be beating on me.
But, Sam, I mean,
it sounds like you guys got your shit together, which is great. You got to get Adrian to come on. I want to pick his brain. I want to see where he sees Middle Kingdom wrestling in the next 5 years, 10 years, and so forth.
Oh, yeah.
Love to get his input. He's one you need vision to get on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But, you guys got a good thing going, man. And I love it.
Yeah, we do. We really do. And, my hat's off to Adrian because, he's helped out so many guys. He's given so many guys a platform to, live their dream.
Right.
And during COVID,
which makes it harder, and he still did it, which is
he was the only thing running. He was only pro wrestling running.
He found an alternative way to make it work.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. That's insane.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, things are getting shut down. Nobody's running. Like, they're still up and running.
And in China, things are running.
Man.
Right. That's the crazy thing. But it's good. Now think about it. You guys have the heavyweight title, which is Zombie Dragon is still the current champ. You have the inaugural tag team titles, you and DC Chen. And you have the Belt and Road champion, right? Ash Silver.
Yeah.
So would you say the Belt and Road title is like equivalent to like an intercontinental title or a U.S. title?
Oh, yeah.
Like the stepping stone to the heavyweight title.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I have my eyes on that one too.
It's like there's not enough gold for Buffa, man. And it's funny not to mention his name again, but Big Sam said, man, he's stealing all the gold. He thinks everything's about him. So I told him, I said, then do something about it, bro. Try to beat him for the title. I don't know what to tell you, man. Oh, you're just on his side for everything. But he felt that I trying to
make me out to be a selfish prick. Golly.
You're supposed to be a selfish prick. It's pro wrestling, man.
Yeah, but still.
Heel or face, man. You're there. Listen, if you're not there, like Stone Cold said years ago, if you're not there for one of these things behind me, then you shouldn't be here. Because that's the goal. That's like the promotion at work where you become the big cheese when you're representing your company. Some guys go overseas to represent their companies, doing sales or whatever they do. When you guys or girls are heavyweight champions, you're picked to have that title because you're representing the company. You're the top dog. And that's like a big promotion. And that's the biggest compliment that a wrestler can receive. So if nobody's there for one of those, whether it's singles or tag, then they shouldn't be in the business. But a lot of people today, think about it, they look at the titles as secondary shit. They're there so they can get famous, so I can blow up my social media. It's not about that, man. It's about working, about achieving goals in wrestling, not how many fucking likes and subscribers you have. What's your take on that?
It's so true, man. I'm not even a fan of social media. I've never been.
It's just good to promote your shit, though. I mean, that's what it's good for.
That's the only reason why I have one.
Yeah.
And the only reason why you only see me in a pro wrestling setting on my social media accounts, because I'm a private person. I don't like to share my life with everyone like that.
Not for everybody to know. Right.
Yeah, it's not for everybody to know. It's like we talked about before when people at a concert, they're on their phone. It's like if I'm out, experience. Like when I'm out with my girlfriend or I'm out with my boy, the time and taking pictures like that, or I'm like, we're here, we're in the moment. We don't need to document this.
Live for the moment, like the Hardy Boys used to say. Just live for the moment.
Exactly.
Suck it in, take it in, and enjoy it. You know, when you go home, you can watch on social media. Oh shit, I was at that concert, but when you were there, I got to experience watching it, not recording it.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Like, take a picture and get the phone.
Right. I mean, of course, for the memory, yeah. But don't spend all 3 hours using up your battery life in your videos.
Or another crazy thing to me is when people are out and they're going live on like Instagram. They're out having dinner and they're going live. I'm like,
right.
Huh? Like, I don't want, like, this is my time.
Right.
I don't want people in on my time, like random people that I don't even know.
You would have invited them there if you wanted them there,
like,
right?
I barely want to hang out with people as it is. You think I'm gonna go live?
That's me, man.
I have these absolutely
practicing social distancing since the 70s, man.
Yeah, like, bro, like, come on now. I've thought about it and I was like, maybe I should start doing some live. I'm like, no.
Nah, I don't do the live shit.
I'm home chilling.
Right. I'm guilty of one thing, though.
No.
I'm guilty of, because when my wife and I go out, and I'm sure you've seen it, we'll go out for breakfast. Or
I think dinner. I know what you're talking about.
On Facebook, she always says, "Are you going to check us in, or you want me to check us in?" I'm like, "All right, I'll check us in." So I check us in, and then when like the appetizer, the buffalo wings come, oh, Todd, take a picture of that. When the cocktails come, take a picture of that. You know, and I'm not going to lie, I like taking pictures. I think it's cool. Too. But it's not like I'm going to go live saying, we're hanging out at Miller's Ale House and I'm at Fridays partying, having my wings. But yes, I am guilty, everybody, of taking photos of the food and the drinks and checking us in.
Me too.
I'll say having lunch with DA, with the wife, and I'll tag her name in it. So, you know, she likes it, we'll get some likes, whatever. But I'm not like an attention whore where I need the attention.
Oh, yeah.
She just likes to check in. So I'm guilty of that. But anything else, I separate everything. I got this. This is Toddy D Wrestling on Twitter. And then I got a separate page that you know about. I got my Toddy D Comedy.
Yeah.
You know, I have a separate podcast I do. But that's for that. You know, this is something we're doing. I'm not going to walk around the street saying, hey, are you watching Toddy D Wrestling? You know, I don't do that shit. You know, people go live all the time doing that. And it's ridiculous. You're not fucking Johnny Carson. You're not David Letterman. You know, you're not like a podcast. So, you know, like fucking Chris Jericho. So relax yourself, you know. That's how people are, bro.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
I mean, I know you want to get your content out there. You're trying to blow yourself up. That's why I love social media, because you can get those kind of hits. But I don't like I don't like to pester people too much. Like saying you got to do this, you got to. I put it out there, and if I get the feedback, beautiful. You know, I try my best. And thanks to guys like you and Big Sam and Zombie Dragon. You guys, you know, when we do the podcast, I'll promote it on my end, but you guys are doing a great job as well on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. So I appreciate all you guys. You know, big thanks from me. I appreciate it. And, you know, I want to keep it rolling. Hopefully we'll get some more dudes on. And,
you know, sure, man. I have so many guys that want to come up, man. So
yeah, my schedule might be changing soon with my company, but we'll make it work. I promise. And, you know, we'll make sure that we you know, we do things.
You got a few on standby, man.
Exactly. But you know, before we wrap up this edition, you know, give everybody a shout out where they can, you know, contact not only the heavyweight champion of IBEW, but the tag team champion of Middle Kingdom. Where can we find Buffa in the Boombox? Please give the Boombox some credit as well. Where can we reach you, bro? Give us a shout out. Let us know.
Yo, you can check us out. Your friendly neighborhood home on Instagram at Buffa, BUFFA_AYO, 2 A's, 1 Y, 3 O's. It's the same on Twitter. And you can check me out on Facebook at Forrest. That's with 2 R's, Marcelo, with 2 L's, Rhymes, RHINES. And the YouTube is All Money is Legal, #1. check us out. Everything is up there. Over 200 videos, promos, matches, all that good stuff on the YouTube. Check it out. Check out the social media of all my stuff, along with the Boombox, of course. And everything you need is there. Contact me on there, DMs, no weird stuff.
No weird stuff. Everybody contact videos, my main man if you're a fan. I don't want to hear no bullshit that you contacted this guy for stupid shit. Because in Brooklyn Zone,
I get a lot of those, man.
But whoever didn't hear all those social media pages, I promise I'm going to put it up on the screen so everybody can see it if they didn't hear it. Before we wrap things up, Buffa, if there's anything else you want to say or promote, by all means, the floor is yours.
Oh, man, I just want to promote yourself, giving guys like myself, Big Sam, Zombie Dragon, an opportunity to come up here, get our story out.
My pleasure, bro.
Everything we're doing, man, that's like, it's so great to have you, man, back on board, you know, in my life, because, like, you inspire me to really just start pushing more, you know, start promoting myself more.
Well, that's what I'm here for, man. I'm here to get you out there to everybody,
you know.
And I'm also out here to make sure that you guys excel. We promote the brand, man, so more people can watch it and they know what the deal is. So that way we'll increase the fan base and we'll get more views, not only through YouTube, through MKW, that's Middle Kingdom Wrestling, everybody, but also, you know, please like and subscribe to my podcast. You guys can find me at Toddy D Wrestling on Twitter. You can type Toddy space D on YouTube. Check out my YouTube page for great wrestlers such as Buffa, such as Big Sam, Zombie Dragon, and many more to come in Middle Kingdom. Well, that's going to be it for now. For Buffa and the Boombox, the IBEW World Heavyweight Champion of the World, the inaugural MKW Tag Team Champion of the World, along with his partner in crime, DC Chen. There's the title. For Buffa and the Boombox, I'm Brooklyn Zone Toddy D, and we're going to see you down the road soon. Take care, be safe, and be well.